Good afternoon, fans, and welcome inside Drubner Center here on the campus of Post University. We've got the first conference matchup of the 2023 campaign for your Post University Eagles, taking on the runner-ups of last year's CACC championship, Bloomfield College Bears, who come into this game having played just one game. They're 0-1 on the year. This is the first conference game for both teams. And coming into this one, the Eagles looking to get back on track. They're 0-7 so far this year, but they've fought hard in a lot of those matches, and not enough is said about that. I mean, even though they are 0-7, they have fought in each and every game. And coming into this game, they're looking to get that first big win. And, you know, it would be a first big win in terms of just the confidence booster, but on top of that, getting your first conference win, putting yourself in the win column to move up those standings as the year goes on. Tiffany Verney, the head coach of your Post University Eagles, spoke to us a little bit before the game. They just want to keep the positive vibes going into tonight, hoping to just get one, and then they think they can continue to roll from there. And we'll see if they can do just that. All it takes is one sometimes to get some momentum in your favor. And right now, it hasn't been a lot of, things going in the right direction for your Eagles. They lose their first match against Queens of New York 3-1. Then they lose 5 straight matches 3-0. Finally win a set against St. Anselm, but fall 3-1, and then lose to Southern Connecticut State University 3-0. But again, all it takes is one to get you on track as we get set to start here, and that's what the Eagles hope to do. Now, on the other side, Bloomfield College, last year's runner-ups in the CACC tournament, had 17 players. They only have 9 players coming into tonight's game, which is a drastic difference from last year, as they're under the head coach of George Rodriguez in his first year. So, new coach coming in last year, Bloomfield College finishing 18-8, 15-3 in the CACC, as I mentioned, runner-ups. But somebody new leading the way for them. We'll see what they bring to the table tonight. Last year, the Eagles lost on the road to the Bears in 5 sets, 3-2. They'll look to get the good times rolling tonight, as you see out on the court right now. Your starting 6, your libero, Alyssa Groves. You got Kaylee Harper out there. Kayla Sandy, Hannah Brandt, and Tamara Radovanov, as well as Isabella Ray on the home side for the Eagles. Amanda Sophia Aurora, Sophie Wintonic, Natalia Flores and company on the other end, Renaya Moore. We're set to go here from the Drubner Center. Radovanov serving it overhead, tipped by Wintonic, set over there by Hansford, flipped over. And that's going to be a point for your Eagles as they get on the board first. This has been the theme for the Eagles in a lot of these early matchups. Even though they have lost 3-0 in a majority of them, in a lot of their sets, they end up taking the lead first, but then their opponent seems to be getting back into the game on a lot of unforced errors. We'll see if that can change there today, as that's a short set by Wintonic. Drops in there. That's going to be a point for Bloomfield, and we're tied up at 1 early on. So as I mentioned, a lot of unforced errors have been the undoing of the Eagles in the early going of these games. And for the most part, that's the reason why their opponents are winning. Post University has kind of beat themselves in a lot of regards, as Brandt's going to serve that over, and that's good. 2-1 Eagles here in the first set. Kayla Sandy serving it right in the net, and that's what I talked about. The unforced errors are what seem to be haunting the Eagles. There's one early that ties the match up at 2 here in the first set. Give the ball back to Bloomfield, who Wintonic will serve. That one's over. It's unable to be corralled by Radovanov, and that's going to be another point for Bloomfield. That's 2 in a row now as they take a 3-2 lead. Wintonic again to serve this one. She's got it over. Sandy over to Ray. Harper. That one's corralled by Wintonic. Set by Hansford. And it goes over by Flores. Another set by Ray. Over to Harper. Can't quite get it to go. It's blocked. And now that's just a simple serve over by Radovanov as they were running out of hits there. And what a spike there by Dogby. A beautiful setup there, and Dogby comes overhead with the kill. 3-0 run here for the visiting Bears, who have taken the momentum back in their favor early on as fans continuing to file here into the Drubner Center. Groves with the set. Ray over. Nice fake, and she's got it to go. Stops the early 3-0 run for the Bears. Eagles trailing by just one, 4-3 now. And it'll be Hannah Brandt to serve. Brandt over. Flores. The set by Hansford. Nice one by Aurora there. And now it's over. And that's going to be a point for your Eagles once again. We're tied up at 4-all. Sinaya Mesidor into the game. Hasn't seen a ton of playing time in the early going, but she's out there in the first set. Coach Verney trying to shake things up a little bit as Brandt serves that one over. Flores with the set from Hansford. Flores, nice block in front by Mesidor and Ray. Sandy with the set. Harper gets it in there, but what a diving play by Wintonic. Another nice one over by Flores. Around to Ray. Mesidor over. Nice save by Hanford, but they can't quite keep it in, and that's going to be a point for your Eagles. Eagles responding quickly with a 3-0 run of their own, and now they're back in front 5-4. It'll be Brandt to serve again. Brandt over. It's Wintonic with it. Hansford with the set. Arroyo gets it over. Brandt with the set. Oh, it's a little wide. Ray is not going to be able to get that one. Bad set by Brandt there leads to another point for the Bears, who now tied up at 5-all. Might be able to see him in the all red over there, Jorge Rodriguez, in his first season, directing his team on what to do. They got three set up front. Nice set there by Radovanov. Over to Ray. Harper spikes it over. And they're back in play on the other side for the Bears. Flores just gets inside the line, and that'll be a point over to the Bears, who regain control 6-5. Back and forth here in the early going. One team gets on a run, the other one answering right back. And again, with a lot of the early season games for the Eagles, that's what we've seen, is Harper just a little bit too long, it looks like. And no, that is actually a point for the Eagles. They're saying it tipped off of the tip of somebody's fingers on that hit by Harper, and then it went long and out, which means it's a point for your Eagles, who tied back up at 6. Ray to serve. Ray over. Set up by Aurora. Over to Hansford. Back over to Arroyo, who gets it just a little too far under it, and then once again, your Eagles back in front. It's like I mentioned, in the early going, it's been a lot of back and forth battles, but then it seems like, again, the unforced errors get to the Eagles towards the end of the set, and that's what ends up making a difference. In the set, the opponents go on a late run to take the set. Mesidor with a nice block there on Moore's spike. On her attack attempt, and that's going to end up being a point for Bloomfield. Entering the game now is Maria Fernanda Branco. Isabella Ray will exit. So we got our first sub of the day. It'll be Arroyo to serve. It's over to Groves. Groves gets it set up by Fernanda Branco. Harper with the spike. Corralled there by Dogby. Set and over once again by Flores. What a nice play by Moore for the kill. Once again, it's an 8-7 lead now for Bloomfield. And folks, you're going to see a lot of back and forth in this one. You know, conference teams tend to go at it very hard against each other. You know, it may end up being a 3-0 game. It could be a 3-2. No matter what, though, you're going to see a lot of close sets in this one, and we're seeing one right away as Radovanov serves it over. A nice spike by Flores, and she gets that one in. Groves just out of the reach of her. She was a little upset with that one, and we're going to get a timeout here by Tiffany Verney. Eagles taking their first. Each team gets 2 in each set, so it's a minute 15 each. We'll keep it here with you. What have we seen in the early going here? It's been, like I've mentioned a few times now, some back and forth from both teams where one team's going on a run, the other one comes back and answers. And right now the Eagles need that answer to keep the set in control. It becomes very tough in a volleyball match when you're down 5, 6, 7 points to make a run to get back in it. Not impossible, but very hard to do so. We've seen a few runs this year from your Eagles of 7, 8 straight points that have helped get them ahead in sets, but they just have not been able to close. That's been the difference in a lot of these games, and we'll see if today can be the start of something new in terms of making that happen, where down the stretch they're able to close out a set or two, and we'll see if they can do that even in this first set if they get in control late. It's always hard to get that match point, the set point and the match point. Once you hit that 24, there's a little more pressure on you to get that last one. Leading up to that, though, it feels like easy money as Arroyo is going to serve here. For the Bears, Groves with the set. Bronco over to Mesidor. Looked like she was going for a faker, just could not quite get it to where she wanted. That's going to be another error for your Eagles, and it's now 10-7 in favor of Bloomfield. If there's any time where you want to stop a run, this is where you want it to be. Down 10-7, you can't let Bloomfield continue to extend it. Harper receives that one from Arroyo. Bronco over, Mesidor spikes it. Nice block in front. That was Moore and Flores with the block. 7-11. Your Eagles trailing now by 4. Pretty good turnout from the crowd tonight here at the Drubner Center. Hoping to see the Eagles win their first match of the year and a conference match nonetheless. Groves with a nice dive, set by Bronco. Harper, nice kill. Arroyo just not able to get the dig there. And the Eagles do a good job of breaking up that stretch, in which Bloomfield seemed to take control. They're down just 3. Colleen Romero now into the game. Looks like they're going to call a violation over on the other end for Bloomfield, and that's going to be a point for the Eagles. So that's 2 in a row now. Makes it 11-9. And Kaylee Harper to serve. Mesidor, Harper, Bronco, Romero, Radovanov, and Groves on the floor. You're going to see Groves play pretty much every single point. That's another point for your Eagles, as the dig attempt down there by Arroyo could not quite get it. Goes off the basketball hoop and falls in. Folks, these are low ceilings if you can't tell from the stream. And because of that, it often plays to the advantage of the home team, as that's going to be an error there by Bloomfield. And just like that, we are tied up at 11. The low ceilings play to the advantage of the home team here. It frustrates a lot of their opponents. So does the small gym in general. A lot of people don't like to play here because it's loud, and it gets loud really quick, especially when your Eagles get in control, as Flores with a good kill there. It was ricocheted in front with the block attempt by the Eagles. They take a 12-11 lead. Talking to head coach Tiffany Verney at length from time to time throughout the year, she talks about how the team will do drills off of the ceiling to help get them ready for game environment when, one of those might go off the ceiling. They know where to be for it. As that one served back over by Flores. Goes around Groves over to Radovanov. Radovanov for the kill. Flores grabs it. It's over to Arroyo. The kill attempt by Wintonic is corralled. Groves over to Romero. Romero, the soft touch over, and she's got it. We're tied at 12. But as I mentioned, those low ceilings, they play them to their advantage. You may see a few of them tonight. Coach Verney was mentioning how they know how to play it off of certain parts of the ceiling just based on how it goes off. And she'll throw them off of the ceiling to kind of give her players a little bit of a test on what to expect in a game so they know how to play it. Opponents don't have that advantage coming into Drubner Center. And we'll probably see it quite a bit tonight, and I'll call it out when we do, as that's another error by the Bloomfield Bears. And like I said, big run for your Eagles has now put them back in front 13-12. Groves to serve. Groves over. That's going to be an error there for your Eagles, and we're tied back up at 13 all. So it seems that the timeout by Coach Verney helped quite a bit With the Eagles trailing 11-7, they've now rattled off 6 of the last 8 points and now are tied at 13 after that last point, but took the lead 13-12. Groves set over by Bronco. Brandt, oh, that was probably going out of bounds, but it's saved by Flores, and it's back over. Harper over to Fernando Bronco. Brandt up, and there it is off the roof. They got it, though, and over there with it is number 11, Wintonic. It goes out of bounds. Point for your Eagles, 14-13. As Isabella Ray comes back into the game. Radovanov over. Flores has it. It's set in front by Arroyo. Oh, what a nice block in front by Ray and Brandt. Threading it back over. No response from the Bloomfield Bears, and now your Eagles up 15-13. Radovanov to serve. Over. Flores has it. Over to Arroyo. The attempt by Flores. It's high in there. Ray with the set. Harper looks for it just a little long. And that's actually what I talked about a few plays ago. Harper served it over long, but it was blocked in front by Flores. Allowed the play to continue, and then the Eagles ended up getting the point there because of it. So, I mean, from up here, it's an easy call to be able to say, hey, maybe I should get out of the way from that. When you're a player on the court, a lot harder. We have a good vantage point up there, as that's going to be a service error by Bloomfield. And once again, your Eagles up by 2 points. Again, we're getting into the later stages of this set, and this will be when we see if the Eagles can close, especially now that they're in front. A lot of times they'll be playing from behind, but this is one of those times where they're playing in front. How can they hold on to a lead as the set goes on? As Ramiro's out, Sandy in, Sandy to serve. Kayla Sandy, the junior transfer from Palm Desert, California, serves it over. It's set in front by Flores. Kill attempt. What a powerful attempt by Dogby. I mean, those attacks by Dogby are vicious. If you're on the front line for the Eagles, you got to watch out. I mean, she is coming hard, and she's flying high in there too. She's coming way over the net from this vantage point and just getting a strong arm on that, as that one served over by Wintonic. Served up by Harper on the attack. Dug out there by Hansford, set over, and more with the attack attempt, and they're going to end up getting it as another error in front. And just like that, Bloomfield now ties it back up at 16 all, so 2 straight points there. A myriad of errors in the in the middle of this set have kind of hampered both teams from being able to take control. It seems like when one team commits an error, the other team is responding with an error of their own, and neither team can quite just take that extra edge, as that was a nice kill there in front for the Bears, who now have gone on a 3-0 run to take a 17-16 lead. That one's going to be too long there by Wintonic. We're tied back up at 17. That was Arroyo on the kill a minute ago. Wintonic then just served it up long. Now Brandt's going to serve it up for the Eagles. We're within 8 points of deciding a winner in set number 1. And what a beautiful touch there by Dogby, but it's corralled well by the Eagles. Harper, what a nice kill in front. Dogby and Arroyo looked to try and stop it, and it just deflected into the wall. Just like that, your Eagles back in front, stopping a quick 3-0 run by the Bears. Brandt serves it up and over, and that's out of bounds. Be a service error, and we're tied back up at 18. Early on, it was, in fact, a 5-0 run for Bloomfield that got him in front 11-7 before Coach Burney called the timeout, and things shifted quickly. And now we've got a tight one, as there just seemed to be some miscommunication on that one, and Bloomfield's going to get the point. Mesidor looked to do something with it and just didn't get there in time, and they're going to call. They're going to call it in favor of Bloomfield, and they're back in front 19-18. Castillo just re-entered. Ray over to Harper. Nice touch, and she's got the point. Hansford not able to corral it. We're tied up at 19, and here's what we're talking about. So against Southern Connecticut, it was the third set. This is something you can build off, though, folks. Even though they'll end up losing it because of a late run by the Owls, it was kind of a similar situation. Tied up late in the set. I believe it was 20-all. And then Southern Connecticut went on a run to end it, and that's how they ended up winning it in straight sets. But the Eagles had their chances. That's the point. Here's their chance now. Radovanov, a nice set over there. A dig out in front by Hansford. It's corralled by the Bears, and that one just goes too far. Flores, Castillo tried to dig it out and get something set up, but she's unable to. Bloomfield back in front, 20-19. We're going to get a re-entry here as Ray exits Fernanda Bronco back in. (20-19). Arroyo serves it up. Harper with a nice dive. Bronco with a nice dive. Radovanov just trying to get it over when Tonic. And that one's set over by Flores. Castillo, a nice save. Groves, Radovanov. Got it there with Tonic. Set in front by Arroyo. And it's over by Hansford. They continue to go back and forth. Radovanov spikes it over. It's off of the top of the net. It looks like they're actually going to get him for a net violation over there on Bloomfield. And that'll be a nice attack there by Radovanov that ties this game up at 20. Colleen Romero back into the game for your Eagles, taking out Castillo, who just made a nice save to keep that rally going and get the eventual point for the Eagles. Harper serving it over. It's set nicely there by Hansford. Over to Arroyo. Long ball there for Flores, and Eagles back in front, 21-20. Can they finish the job in this first set and take the lead, take the momentum? It's always big if you can get the first set in the match, and would be really big for this team who has struggled to win sets early on in the season. Harper serves it over. That's going to be a kill attempt by Moore. Mesidor with a nice save. Radovanov is able to get it over. And now here comes Flores. Oh, she missteps. 22-20 Eagles. And we're going to get a timeout here for Bloomfield. Eagles, with this game tied up at 19, have taken 3 of the last 4 points. They're up by 2. Just 3 away from winning this set. And folks, this is where it comes down to crunch time. You want to win the early sets. You want to win the early games so that you're set up down the line in case you have more of those unforced errors, unforced attacks, and end up trailing. The one big thing I will say in this first set that I noticed, I've mentioned Esther Dogby's name a couple times because she's had such a strong, powerful hit on those attacks. You haven't seen much of her attacking. Dogby hasn't gotten much in the way on the scoreboard in terms of attacks. Looking at it right here, Dogby, with just 5 attack attempts, it's been mostly Natalie Flores taking a lot of these attacks. She's 3 of 13 so far. So she's taken 13. The next closest is Dogby at 5. Lauren Hansford has 5 assists as well for Bloomfield. On the other side, Kaylee Harper leading the way with 11 attacks, 4 kills, hitting at 273 right now. But like I mentioned, if I'm Coach Rodriguez on the other side, I'm running some plays to set up Dogby, because it seems like the Eagles haven't had a lot of answers for Dogby in the early going. Like I said, she's only got 2 kills, and she's got 2 errors, but she has a powerful arm when she comes to attacking it over, and that's just going to be another miscue by Hansford. Looking to set something up, and now it's 23-20. On the verge here, Harper to serve. Can the Eagles take set number 1 there? Just 2 points away. Harper serves it up and over. Set there by Hansford. Over to Arroyo. The kill attempt. What a nice block in front by Mesidor and Romero. Groves. Bronco. Radovanov. Nice stop by Wintonic there. It's just pushed up and over by Arroyo. Around it goes. Bronco. Romero. Oh, just gets it over. And there you go. Esther Dogby. Excuse me, that was actually Lauren Hansford with it. No, I apologize. That was Esther. Nope. Lauren Hansford. Trying to look at the numbers all around as they move around on the court can be a little bit difficult sometimes. That one's too long, and here we go on the verge of the first set win. Flores knocks that one out. It's a service error. Now your Eagles 1 point away from taking a crucial first set in this crucial CACC matchup. As I mentioned, Bloomfield College, 15-3 last year in conference, lost a lot of players, but this would be a big first set. Groves on the serve. It's set up. Hansford knocks it over. Groves with a nice save. Over to Fernando Bronco. Romero, done. Eagles take set number 1, 25-21. They finish the job just like you need to do in conference games. So talk about an early momentum builder for your Eagles. We'll keep it right here with you. Go over some first set stats. A nice 25-21 victory in set number 1. Again, it was off the back of a late run, and I talked about this a little while ago. Against Southern Connecticut, that was something that in set 3, when things were down to the wire, the Eagles didn't capitalize when they got close. You were down 2-0 in the game, so it's a little bit of a different scenario than set 1 versus set 3. But in that case, executed perfectly as down the stretch. Looking at the box here, we are tied at 19-19. We are tied at 20-20. In fact, Bloomfield led 20-19. So down that stretch, 6 of the last 8 points in favor of your Eagles. That's how you finish off a set in a close matchup. Eagles do their job there, and now they look to keep the momentum rolling. And honestly, in a small place like the Drubner Center, where it's the cozy confines in here, you've got the fans right here. It's a home crowd. And we heard them in the first few games of the season getting very loud early on for your Eagles. As the game wore on and they fell down in those matches, the crowd was a little less into it. But today you're leading 1-0 in the first after one set. Things are a little different today. This is the first time that the Eagles have led a match since the Queens College match, in which they won the first set and then would go on to lose the next 3. At home, they won the second set against St. Anselm, but then dropped the last 2. So they have never been in this. They haven't been in this position since game 1 of the season, and now this is big because it's a new territory in a way, based on what we've seen so far this year. But nonetheless, they're in a great position right now, and they have to keep it rolling. As I'm looking over at Coach Verney on the other side, and she looks fired up about her team. Coach Rodriguez over on the near side seems very cool, calm, and collected. And I got to think, if I'm the head coach on both teams, I like to play a little bit of, what would I do if I was in their shoes? I don't know too much about volleyball. I'm not going to pretend I do. But if I'm Coach Rodriguez, based on what I've seen in that first set up Esther Dogby. I mean, she's had a very powerful arm when it comes to serving it over, and I mentioned it. If I'm Coach Verney on the other side, I'm saying, guys, we executed exactly what we need to do. She told us, like I said before the game, that you want to keep things positive. We want to get the good times rolling. If we win 1, that's all we need to get going. They won 1 set. Can they win 3 sets and really get it going here? We'll see as we head into set number 2, about 10 seconds away from getting underway here as the teams return to the court. Post on your far side now as it's Mesidor, Harper, Radovanov, Castillo, Brandt, and Groves out there on the near side here. Flores, Hansford. Looking for a quick number turn there. It's Wintonic, Arroyo, and Dogby, as well as Moore. So the same 6. We have not seen any subs from the opposition here in Bloomfield. They do have Samaya Turner-James, and then a junior middle blocker by the name of Kiomaris Morales. And also Danielle Walters. I only see Turner-James and Walters on the bench, though, for Bloomfield. As Radovanov not quite able to get that one. It was a little bit low. They're not so much out of position. Radovanov was just not able to get there as Hansford's going to serve this one up. Dogby, on the front line alongside Wintonic and Arroyo. It's over for Hansford. Castillo thought that was going to go out, so she jumped out of the way of it. It ends up staying in, and it's 2-0 Bloomfield. So early on, Bloomfield taking a 2-0 lead, and that's what you want after, a finish that they obviously wouldn't want at the end of the first. And Castillo is not able to corral that one on the dig, and we got a 3-0 lead early on for Bloomfield. So 6 of the last 8 points in the first set went by way of the Eagles. Now the first 3 going in favor of the visiting Bears. Hansford serving it over. Radovanov just trying to get it over, and it's... Wow, what a nice feed by Radovanov. I mean, she was just able to get that inside the line, it looks like. Or I believe they were saying that it was touched by a Bloomfield player as it came over. So it wasn't what the Eagles intended, but it does the job. And sometimes that's what you need in volleyball to stop a rally. And there it goes off the roof. All they can do is have Dogby serve it over. Ray Harper got it. I called it a little early there, but nonetheless, it looked like it was falling in, and it did just that as Bears unable to push it up and get something going with the attack. So here we go, 3-2 Bears. Brandt to serve. Brandt over with it. It's good. Flores over to Hansford, sets up Dogby. Harper with it, over to Ray. Radovanov gets it in there, and it's not able to be corralled in front by Moore. Renaya Moore went for it, just not able to get it. And now a 3-0 run back in favor of the good guys here at the Drubner Center. Over for Brandt. Yep. So, in fact, it's interesting because you saw the side ref over there was actually pointing at Arroyo to signal something that she was off her spot. And right when that ball was served, they called it. Violation. Eagles now in front 4-3. Set in front by Hansford. Flores. Castillo corrals it over to Mesidor. Harper looked to just kind of bump it over and try and... It didn't look like it was going to be one of those hard spikes. It was going to be kind of one of those, soft touches over to kind of get into the soft zone of the Bears, and she just wasn't able to get it, and we're tied back up at 4-all. So a 4-0 run by the Eagles comes to a close. Radovanov over to Ray. Just tries to get over. Nice block in front by Dogby. Groves bumping into Castillo. It does go over, and there comes Esther Dogby. So powerful with that. I know I've said it a few times, but I mean, if she becomes a more regular part of the game plan for Coach Rodriguez in this second set and beyond, the Eagles are going to have to figure out a way to counter it on the other side. Ray Harper, it was kind of sloppy all around on that one. What a nice block in front by Mesidor and Ray. I mean, that was coming in hard and hot by Flores. On the far side where your Eagles fans are, they're getting loud as we got a 5-5 ball game here in the second set. Eagles leading the game 1-0. Ray serves it up. Oh, it kind of bounces around. Wintonic was just trying to get it over after Flores was able to get it. Ray Harper spiked in front, and it's touched on by Arroyo, and then it kind of goes around, and no one was there. Arroyo saying, that one was on me. And that one's a point for your Eagles. High-intensity matchup. This would be a big knockoff win, especially for the Eagles, to get early on. Big confidence booster in conference play as the Bears were all discombobulated on that one, and Moore just kind of fisted it towards the net and didn't have enough legs on it to get up and over. Eagles now up 7-5. Ray serving this one up. Up and over when Tonic grabs it. Hansford, Dogby. Grows with a nice stop. Ray over to Harper. Tipped in front. Corralled by Wintonic. Hansford, Flores. Looked like it was going long. Groves, look at that. It's off of it. Off of the ceiling, and Ray and Radovanov team up to get it over. Flores going for the kill. She's got it. Great example, though, of these Eagles know exactly when it's going off of the roof, where they need to be to prevent a point for the opposing team, an easy point for the opposing team. Obviously, you can't strategize to just knock it at the ceiling every time if you're the Eagles, but the high balls definitely favor the home team. Dogby, I mean, that's a really strong serve over. That goes in, and the Bears tie it back up at 7. So we're seeing Esther Dogby serve it for the first time in this set. Powerful over to Castillo. Harper. Radovanov blocked in front by Moore. Eagles keep it alive. Harper, nice kill. Things seem to be clicking on all cylinders. And folks, I will say this too. You know, a lot of credit to the offense in terms of how they're attacking the ball. But let's talk about the defense. On these rallies, we're not seeing a lot of errors committed by the Eagles, which we've seen in past games. And that makes a big difference. In fact, that was something that Coach Verney had talked about, is that in a lot of cases, they were just beating themselves. Her Eagles were just beating themselves in a lot of the matches and in a lot of the sets. And when those unforced errors come about, that's when it gets teams into trouble. And it's gotten the Eagles into trouble early on in the year. But in this match, we're seeing a lot less errors committed by the Eagles in the early going. And because of that, that's why they took set one, and we're in a dogfight in set two. As Groves takes that attack from Flores and is able to get it over with Radovanov. Hansford with the set to Flores. Over to Groves. Fernanda Branco up for Romero. Just gets it inside. Colleen Romero, I talked about it before, you know, with the people in our athletic communications department. She's got a very powerful attack, too, on the opposing side. Sometimes her balls tend to go a little bit long, and when that happens, that's where you get a lot of those tack errors. But if Romero can kind of find her rhythm in terms of where to attack it to, as you see it right there, and there's a perfect one, finds the window in between Hansford and Moore in front, and she's got 2 straight kills. Colleen Romero has the potential to be one of the top attackers and killers on this team. She's just had a lot of errors early on in the year in terms of her attacks have been going a little bit long. She's got that powerful arm to come down on, kind of like Esther Dogby does. But if she can limit the errors, folks, watch out. She's going to be dangerous the rest of the year, and you've seen 2 good kills there from her just now here in the second set. This one's going to have to be played off of the roof. Over to Romero. Romero serves it up to Flores off the wall, and there you go again. Romero shrugging her shoulders like, it wasn't what we intended, but hey, we got the kill. Colleen Romero now 3 kills on 4 attacks. Excuse me, she's actually 5 of 6 now. The stats just updating. That's a point for the Bears. So looking at it, Colleen Romero, 5 of 6 on the attacks, no errors. So that's what I mean. When she limits the errors, she's dangerous. She's hitting at 833 right now. Next closest is Kaylee Harper with 7 of 16, 375 hitting. She's got 4 assists. That one's over. Grove sets it up. Ray, just a nice little touch over. Dogby just tried to push it over to Arroyo. Not able to do it. Eagles in control of this one, 12-10. As Romero exits, in is Castillo. Isabella Ray, 2 kills on 3 attempts. As here go the Bears, looking to set up for Flores. Way too long, it's off the back pads. Eagles now lead 13-10 here in set number 2. They've been in firm control of this set since pretty much the beginning. They fell down early 3-0, bounced back to make it 4-3. They trail 5-4, and then with a 5-5 tie and a 7-7 tie and an 8-8 tie. A lot of ties in this one early on. They've kind of started to try and pull away. Esther Dogby with a nice kill there. Helps kind of stop a little bit of a mini run for the Eagles. Can the Eagles continue to hold on to this edge? Harper, oh my. Hip, hip, Harper. She goes high for it. She hits it hard right into the heart of the Bears defense. 14-11 Eagles. All smiles on the Eagles sideline right now. They're in it. Flores with the setup. Hansford over to Arroyo. Gets it over. Castillo. Just a little too far with the dig. Mesidor was unable to get it as it was off the net. So the Eagles go on that mini run, take a 3-point lead, and now they've been exchanging points back and forth. So now you've got a Eagles 2-point lead. That's the closest that Bloomfield's been able to get before the Eagles respond with a point. Harper, what a nice block in front by Dogby and Arroyo. We're going to get a timeout here from Coach Verney. Eagles leading 14-13 here. Folks, we thank you as well for joining us on the CACC network, as well as on YouTube, newly streaming on YouTube. Thanks for joining me, Michael Vesci, tonight for the action here inside Drubner Center. It's been a little bit of a wild week since Sunday. We had the women's soccer matchup in the rain against DeUville. Eagles getting their first win of the year, 3-1. And Monday we had number 1 in the nation, Franklin Pierce, taking on men's soccer. Men's soccer falling 3-0. Yesterday, women's tennis took on Assumption, lost 4-3. We did have the men's golf team as well in action at the Franklin Pierce Fall Invitational. Ethan Phillips tied the individual for the individual title. Braden Shea came in 4th overall. The Eagles won the tournament. Ethan Phillips named Player of the Week for the CACC. Braden Shea, Rookie of the Week. Do we have some potential Players of the Week, Setters of the Week, Defensive Players of the Week here for your Eagles? Can't have a Rookie of the Week for your Eagles, though, because everybody has a sophomore and above. You got to be a freshman for that. That one's served up by Wynn Tonic. Over to Ray on the other side. Harper. Good set in front by Hansford. Over to Wynn Tonic. Flores with the kill. The attack. But it goes out of bounds. It's the Eagles. That was the closest that Bloomfield's got, within 1. They regained that 2-point lead. Your Eagles do. 15-13, 10 points away from the win. Don't want to jinx it too early, obviously. Ray, up and over. Set. Nope. Going to get a bad set there by Hansford. Eagles coming out of the timeout. This is what happened last timeout. Coach Verney took that timeout down 11-7. And your Eagles went on that run to take the lead back. And then end up winning the set later on. Ray serves it over when Tonic. Set for Hansford. Flores. Nice block in front by Mesidor and Radovanov. Ray sets it over for Harper. Strong one over there. Moore gets it. Mesidor taps it over. Dogby not able to get it. Eagles, largest lead of the second set here. 17-13. They're 8 points away from set number 2. Ray over. Let's call that one a razor beam. Isabella Ray with the service ace. And Coach Rodriguez needs a timeout. Out of that timeout, Coach Verney, I don't know what she said in that huddle. But man, have your Eagles come out firing out of it. A 4-0 run for them. They now lead by 5 points. We're about a minute away from the action resuming as Coach Rodriguez been very calm. But you see on the Eagles sideline, they're all smiles, a lot of teamwork. You see a lot of communication throughout. Of course, they have a much larger bench than Bloomfield does right now, so it's hard to tell on the Bloomfield side what's really going on because there's not a lot of people to gauge it off of. But you see the bench of the Eagles, 7-8 people on it, really just kind of right now dancing around. Coach Verney talking to her assistants on the side. The team kind of, has their rhythm right now. And they've looked really good today so far. Like we've said, it's all about finishing. Here's a stretch where you finish. And like I said, too, when you're up 6-7 points, it becomes a lot harder to get back in the game. Not impossible, but it's possible. It's just much tougher to do when you're down 7-8 to go on those runs. Eagles have proven they can go on the runs. Can Bloomfield mount a response and go on a run of their own? Very hard to come back from down 2-0. So Bloomfield really needs this one. Not that, again, it's not impossible, obviously. It happens plenty of times. But in front of your home crowd, getting a 2-0 lead would be huge. Ray serves over when Tonic. Hansford over for Flores. And it looks like that's going to be in favor of Bloomfield's going to get the point there. Ray was celebrating on the ground, so at first I thought that they were giving it to the Eagles. He was waiting for the signal there. So that little 4-0 run out of the timeout quelled by the Bears. Dogby with the serve over. Groves serves it up for Fernando Bronco. Nice block in front by Moore and Flores on Harper's attack attempt. And here comes Colleen Romero back into the game, taking out Castillo. Pardon me, that was a good kill for the Eagles, who now lead 19-14. Harper over, so Harper will get credit for the kill on that. Kill attempt there, good by Moore. 19-15. Eagles lurking closer and closer to that magic 25 here. Groves, Fernando Bronco, Mesidor, nice block in front. It goes out of bounds though, so the block attempt by Moore goes out. I think they got it wrong on the scoreboard. That was a point for the Eagles. Should be 20-15 now. As Grove serves it over too long. Well, keep the 16 up there. But it is, in fact, 21-16. I think we've got a few issues with the scoreboard. Now, okay, we got it. It's 20-16. A few little errors here and there. They got one number in front. You just got to edit it. I've played with that scoreboard before. It's not entirely easy to do, so. Eagles were just almost on the cusp of being 2 points away, and that just hit our camera down low. Didn't do any damage to it. It hit the tripod legs. Our wonderful softball players have been amazing on the cameras that we've started to work with this year, and on the game day staff in general, as that one's knocked around. Romero looking for a kill. Good attack there by her. It's served over by Moore. Nice save by Harper. Around, Romero blocked in front. Harper grabs it. Fernando Bronco. Romero again. Softly over to Dogby. Hansford. Arroyo had that one, and then Brandt's going to go for it, and she's got it. Arroyo not able to get the dig. 21-17. Might be able to hear those Eagles fans a little bit, starting to get a little louder now as we lurch closer and closer to that 25 mark. The Eagles have been in firm control of this one since the early part of this set. Fell down 3-0 early, went on a 4-0 run, and it's been pretty much all Eagles since, other than some early ties. They were just not ready for that one. Moore just did not have the rhythm that she wanted to go up for the kill. And just had to tap it over. It goes out 22-17. Radovanov too low. So a quick 2-0 run there for your Eagles comes to a close. It's now 22-18. Moore getting ready to serve it for Bloomfield. He needs to try and get back in the set, or they will face defeat going to set number 3. Harper, nice dig over to Ray. Brandt with a big hit there. 23-18 Eagles. Castillo coming back in for Romero. Can the Eagles close set number 2? They showed they could do it in set number 1. Now they look to repeat that performance as it'll be Castillo to serve. Castillo over. Flores sets it up. What a nice kill by Dogby. Oh, no. They said it went out. Dogby just a little bit too strong on that. 24-18, and it looks like we got another timeout for Bloomfield, who are on the verge now, trailing by 6 points. So obviously you never want to say you got some room to work with. You want to just get the kill and go to set number 3. You got a little bit of wiggle room here for Post University. Again, coming into this game 0-7. Have only won 2 sets coming into this game this year. And now trying to pull a reverse sweep, which would be their first sweep of the year if they can get to set 3 with this lead. Again, I don't like to call it too early. We are still 1 point away, and crazier things have and can happen in any sport. So we look at the stats right now. Bloomfield has had 11 attack errors. Post University, 7. Just 7 attack errors. Service errors, 6 for Post. And in talking to Coach Verney about that, you know, it's basically giving the other team free points. When you have those service errors and it goes right into the net, you're not even forcing the other team to attack. So that's a little bit high if you're the Post right now through 2 sets, just about 2 sets. Want to try and keep that number where it's at. But still, we've seen a lot better approach from Post so far in this one. Flores over to Radovanov on the other side. Harper looking for the win. Off of the basketball hoop. Dogby with the save. Flores gets it over. Groves. Ray over. Once again, bouncing around. Flores just trying to get it over. Radovanov to Ray. Brandt. Flores grabs it. Over to Hansford. Flores for the kill. Groves high and off the roof. Ray. Harper. And they continue to play on here. Dogby for the kill. Nice stop by Groves with the dig. Ray. Brandt bangs it home. Hannah Brandt finishes the job. And the Eagles, 2-0 after 2 sets. A 25-18 win in set number 2. Hold your horses, folks, for set number 3 because it's bound to be a good one, but more than that, your Eagles are on the cusp now of winning their first game of the season, and it's a conference matchup, which would put them at 1-0 to start conference play. And that's what matters the most. More than anything, getting that conference victory and being at the top of your conference is huge. So you see on the screen 25-18 in set number 1. Set number 2 kind of disappeared on the graphics, but it was 25-21 in favor of Post. So we're about 2 minutes away from getting ready to start this third set. We work to try and get you the updated numbers up here for each team. It was 21-25 in set number 1. And we'll head to set number 3 with your Eagles ahead 2-0. I'd like to take a moment again to shout out everybody watching the Nest Network on CACC Network as well as YouTube that we've been streaming on. Take a quick look if you're watching us on YouTube. Got 12 people watching live right now. We've had about 32 come in all night long. We thank you for joining us right now as we get ready for set number 3 here. We've had up to 13 tonight. Really trying to start pushing the streaming on YouTube more. As a lot of our online students and all of our online fans can easily find us on YouTube. And we've got a lot of international students. You know, Tamara Radovanov is just one of them from Serbia. You got Hannah Brandt from Germany. Maria Fernanda Branco from Brazil. You've got Kia Sinclair from Ontario, Canada. So a lot of people representing all around. You've got Amanda Sofia Arroyo from Puerto Rico on Bloomfield's side. So we love to hear that you're watching all around the world. In fact, I heard from a couple women's soccer players today that their families are watching over in Europe for their games being streamed. And we thank you for joining us again for another matchup tonight here. We've got nothing else at home. Excuse me, I shouldn't say that. We have tennis tomorrow, which we will try to stream. There'll be no live play-by-play. We'll give updates throughout the game. We're looking to try and stream that one tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And then Saturday, we've got football taking on Bentley. down at Municipal. We got doubleheader soccer up at Lemoyne Field against Wilmington University, as both teams start their conference play there. We've started conference play here tonight. Fans beginning to kind of file back in a little bit for set number 3. We're ready to go here, as the Eagles look to finish this one off. And a quick shout out as well to all the event staff who help make these games possible and run as smooth as possible. All the softball players who help bring out, everybody at the scorers table from assistant coaches to softball players and staff. Fernando Bronco serves that one up out of bounds. So Bloomfield takes the early 1-0 lead, but hey, they took the early lead in set number 2 and it ended up not mattering as the Eagles came back hard. Bloomfield seems to get the early advantage, or at least, I shouldn't say seems. They've gotten the early advantage in each of the first 2 sets. And then the Eagles just kick it up a notch and are able to take control and haven't looked back. Colleen Romero into the game. Up and over. Dogby, oh my Lord. Vicious. I mean, she came down hard on that one. It looked like she was in air for about 5 seconds. I mean, she just hung up there and made that look so effortless. Dogby is a 5'7" middle blocker from Irvington, New Jersey. She's been serving it up pretty hard when she gets the opportunity, but we haven't seen, it feels like, a ton of it. Seen a lot more from Flores, who is listed as an outside hitter. Grove serves it up. We're tied at 2. Very high ball there, but it does the job to get it over. And Dogby, oh my. If this is a sign of what's to come in this set, we may see the momentum quickly shift back in favor of the Bears, because as I mentioned in sets 1 and 2, Esther Dogby gets going. It looks like with the power she's got behind her attacks, it's going to be hard to stop her. Dogby serves it over, and that's an error, so we're tied back up at 3. To put things in perspective, Post University last match, 25 errors, just 27 kills. Today, they've had just 14 errors through into the 3rd set. Big difference. They've also gotten a couple more kills than they did all of last match. 16 total errors for the Bears. 21 actually. 21 to 16 in the errors column. Had to scroll down a little bit to find those block errors. That one will go down as an attack error for Flores. 5-3 Eagles. Only 2 blocks for each team. Diggs at 35 and 29. Post hitting at 288 as a team. Bloomfield hitting at just over 10. Too long, and that's going to be a service error by Harper. No solo blocks. It's been all assisted for both sides. A few reception errors for both teams as well. That's actually, in fact, where both teams have kind of struggled with the reception errors. See another one. 7 reception errors for the Bears, 6 for Post right now. It's 6-4 Eagles. Colleen Romero came off. And speaking of Romero, she's 5-9 attacking. Kaylee Harper 9-23. As Ray sets that one over for Harper. Announcers jinx, but in the best way possible. Kaylee Harper with another kill. That's 10. 10 of 24. Did I mention she's also got 4 service aces? Eagles doing everything right now. Beautiful block in front by Brandt. And Flores goes for the kill. Can't get it. 8-4 Eagles. Keep in mind, too, because of the way the season is, these two teams will see each other again as that one drops in there. Bears come back with a point, 8-5. These two teams will see each other down in Bloomfield, New Jersey on October 11th. As for volleyball, you play every single team twice, home and away. Harper. Holy smokes. The last time these two teams met at the Drubner Center, it was 3-0 in favor of Bloomfield. The Eagles looking to sweep them back from last year as Brandt with a nice stop there. Ray, Harper. It's the Kaylee Harper show, folks, right now. 10-5. She's got another one. You see the Eagles having fun. I don't know if you could hear it over the speaker on my mic. Chanting for Hannah Brandt. That one's just kind of pushed over by Hansford, and that's going to be a point for Bloomfield. Hey, you take what you can get if you're the Bears right now to try and get in this. I will say, just looking at their energy in general, and of course, they have a much smaller bench. They've only got 2 players on their bench right now, and that does make a huge difference on who you can rest, who you can rotate out. Eagles, just looking over there, they got 7 healthy players on the sideline. The only one I don't believe we have seen get in is actually we haven't seen Caitlin Lemon, who one of the stronger players on this team. She's not played. Kia Sinclair has not played. Caitlin Sharkey has not played. So you have 3 Eagles who have not touched the court at all, and they are just running Bloomfield out of their building, right? Out of the Drubner Center right now, excuse me. Ray serves it over to Flores. Hansford. And Tonic. It's over to Ray. Mesidor just able to get it over as Flores. Set up by Ray. Harper. It's going to be a point for Bloomfield. Just outside the line. Kaylee Harper, folks, 12 of 27 now after that one. As a team, Post hitting .306. They're hitting the ball very well right now. Harper gets rejected by... Yeah, it looks like she got rejected by Dogby. No. Sometimes the way the ball falls, it kind of looks like it goes in favor the other way. And that was an example of it where it fell in front of Harper. What a nicely placed ball by Harper. That's a service ace. 14-7. Kaylee Harper, it's been all her in this set. Served up, Dogby. Mesidor with the block attempt, not able to get it. Dogby's got herself a kill. And speaking of, Esther Dogby now 7 of 14 with 3 errors. Attacking at 286. Natalia Flores. As Romero goes for the kill there, and she's got it. Flores has taken 31 attacks. Only 6 kills, 8 errors. She's attacking at negative .065 right now. Hansford leads the team right now with 3 kills on 6 attempts. She's hitting .500 with 15 assists. Nothing really doing right now for the Bears. It's just been all Eagles swooping in on their home court. Harper, what a nice save down low by Hansford. Dogby just tries to get it over. Groves, over to Fernanda Bronco. It bounces around. Over to Flores, gets it over to Harper. Harper, Bronco, blocked in front by Romero. Excuse me, attacked by Romero. It looked like it was blocked in front, but it falls in. And Colleen Romero's got herself another kill. 6 of 10 so far with no errors. So when you have a perfect day like that, oh my gosh, another beautifully placed ball by Groves. Coach Rodriguez needs a timeout, but I'll tell you what, folks. The body language right now on both sidelines, you can clearly tell who's in control and who wants it right now, and it's clearly the Eagles. They're having fun. They're bouncing around. And on Bloomfield's side, they just look tired. They look very worn out. A lot of those powerful hits that you saw from Flores early on, not much doing. Even when you go and look at Hansford. She's only had 6 attacks, but none of them have been too strong down the stretch. And same with Renaya Moore. You wonder if the Bears are just running out of gas because they don't have as deep of a bench right now. And if that's making a little bit of a difference in terms of how potent their attack has been. Because right now, it's just been all Eagles the whole way through. I mean, we're just over an hour into this game. 8-10, we started at 7. And we're closing in potentially on what could be a 3-set sweep for your Eagles. They're all smiles, and like I said, 3 players still have not touched the court for the Eagles. Everybody dressed in uniform, though, so they are available to play, it looks like. Groves serving it up. It's over to Moore. It just goes right back over Groves. Fernando Bronco. Romero. Oh. That's going to be her first error of the game. A little bit of a jinx there again. But so Colleen Romero goes for the kill. That's going to be her first error of the day. But that's the big difference that I mentioned is she's on. She's on fire today. And her and Kaylee Harper have really helped this team get in the position they are. And that's going to bounce around. Oh, man. So you can't double hit it if you're the same player. And that's what we saw Dogby trying to get out of the way for. But no other Bloomfield Bears player was able to figure out where that one was going off of. And that's what we talk about. Home court advantage, Eagles. Because they know how to play it off of the roof because Coach Verney gets them ready for it. Radovanov. Over to Wintonic. Wow, that one was hit hard, and it almost comes up our way. Renaya Moore with the kill. That was a strong one. Just as I said, it looked like they were getting gassed. She comes back with a powerful right hand there. Eagles still in control by 8. Bloomfield needing a big rally to stay alive. Arroyo gets it over Groves. Ray, nice save. Groves just trying to get it over. Arroyo with the set over to Hansford. Flores off the hands of Groves, and that's going to be another point for the Bears, 18-11. We're going to get a timeout here for the Eagles. Smart one there. You know, in this position that you're in, yeah, you're up by 7, but that's a way to kill the momentum. It's only 2 straight points for the Bears, but, you know, 2 turns quickly into 4, which turns into 6, and then next thing you know, we're tied. So a smart timeout there by Coach Verney when you've got 2 in each set. To use one there, your team, just calm your team down. We're in control. Just keep executing the way you have, and you're going to be just fine. And they've shown it time and time again. And coming out of these timeouts, whatever Coach Verney's saying in the huddle has clearly gotten the Eagles ready to go because they were down 11-7 in the first set, come back to take the lead with a long run. Second set, timeouts called when they're down up just 1 after Bloomfield gets on that 2-0 run to make it 14-13. 4 straight points for your Eagles. So Coach Verney using those timeouts in really pivotal spots that have helped refocus her team in a way that have helped them do exactly what they need to do and execute. Here we go, Arroyo with the serve, 18-11 Eagles. Groves, over to Ray. Romero, soft touch, Arroyo's got it. Hansford, Flores. I mean, that one just kind of fell onto the side of the Bloomfield net. Didn't even hit net. It looks like it just came awkwardly off her hand. Romero coming out for Castillo. Like I mentioned, the attack, that The leader in total attacks for today, Flores, seems to be losing a little bit of steam as the match wears on, which is understandable when you're taking that many hits. As Castillo gets that one over. Soft touch over by Moore. It was blocked nicely in front by Ray and Brandt. Ray sets it up for Harper. It hits the pin on the net. That's another point for your Eagles. They're at 20. Coach Verney just going with what's working. In fact, we have not seen at least one Eagles player since set number 1 who seemingly did start. It was a start today for Sandy, who has since not come back in to this match. As Harper looking to do something with it, gets it over, and it's just kind of booted around. Flores over to Groves. Ray sets it up for Brandt. Nice block in front for Moore, but it falls at their feet. 22-11. Yeah, we haven't seen Kayla Sandy since the first set. I had the opportunity to speak with a class on campus earlier today, and she was supposed to be in it. She was not. Was feeling a little bit under the weather. So that could possibly be why she hasn't played early on, or since early on. But nonetheless, with this roster that has really seen only 9 players in it, with Sandy not playing much, Lemon, Sinclair, and Sharkey all not seeing any action. As that one bounces over to the side, and good grab in front by our ball handlers. I believe that's the 2 Jules. There's many Julianas on the softball team. One of them was able to grab it. Bloomfield down 9. Eagles looking to cap this one off. Harper over Arroyo. It just falls on the Bears' side, and it's 23-13. Mesidor coming back out. Groves hits the bench. 2 points away. Hannah Brandt to serve. Brandt over. Looks like it's going to go long, and it's misplayed by Dogby. Your Eagles leading by 11 points on the verge of their first victory of the season. And a big conference win it would be. Hannah Brandt to serve. The fans getting loud. Brandt. It's pushed over. Hansford just trying to get it over. Radovanov blocked in front by Moore. And that's going to be a point for the Bears, who stay alive. 1 point more. 24-14. Renaya Moore to serve this one up. Moore over. Castillo. Ray not able to get anything, and we'll do it again. It's 24-15. Over it comes. Radovanov. Ray out of bounds, and once more we go. Moore looks to keep the Bears alive. Groves over to Ray. Ray, Harper. Oh man, that looked like it was going out, but it's saved by Moore. Over goes Hansford, falls in. Folks, these Eagles fans are very anxious for this last point. A lot of them on their feet, stomping on the bleachers, hoping that their Eagles can get this victory here. Looking to knock off the runner-ups of last year's tournament. Castillo, Ray, Harper, off the roof, and that's what does it. Posted in the win column. Your Post University Eagles have won their first match of the season, their first conference match of the season. They moved to 1-7, but they moved to an important 1-0 in conference play. What an absolute great game by the Eagles today. I mean, they had everything working for them. The fans on their feet as you see them quickly exiting. But a fantastic victory for your Eagles, who now move to 1-0 in conference play. They will see Bloomfield later on this year. And folks, as we get ready to wrap it up here, we will also try to get a couple interviews with players afterwards, which can be found online after. As you look down on the court, you got one of the assistant coaches, I believe that's Brianna Miramina, was just doing push-ups, and everybody was down there surrounding her. Fantastic finish for your Eagles, who take this one in 3 sets. 25-21, 25-18, 25-17. Kaylee Harper, 16 kills on 35 attacks, only 3 errors, 371 hitting. On offense, only 9 errors. They attack at 330, the Eagles do. Colleen Romero, 8 of 14, attacks at 500. Isabella Ray with 3 kills on 4 total attacks, 18 assists, 12 assists for Maria Fernanda Bronco. 17 digs for Alyssa Groves leads the way. And 5 service aces for Kaylee Harper. An absolutely impressive performance for Harper. And folks, as we wrap it up here from inside the Drumner Center, we want to thank you for joining us for this matchup on YouTube and on the CACC network. I'm Michael Vesci. Thanks for joining me tonight. Be on the lookout for women's tennis. Tomorrow, live streaming, hopefully. We'll see if we can get that up for you down at the Middlebury Tennis Club. And then join us this weekend. It's Griffin Cass, who was supposed to be on the call tonight. We hope you feel better, and we'll see you on Saturday with him at men's and women's soccer. But for now, it's Michael Vesci signing off. Your post-University Eagles sweep the visiting Bloomfield Bears, the runner-ups of last year's CACC championship game, 3-0. Thanks for joining us tonight. See you again soon.